Hi everyone, how you doing? My name is George Andershock, and it's a huge honor and a privilege for me to be speaking today to everyone in the Alliance and everybody who's new checking this out for the first time. Um, it's just an honor, and I thank you, Andy Albright, Paul Roberts, Dr. Phil, for trusting me and allowing me to do this and to participate and serve to the team. Um, so I've been with the Alliance now about 3.5 years. It'll be 4 years at the end of this year. And I was invited into the Alliance, to this business, by my best friend for 20 years since we were in eighth grade. We've been best friends, and he's the one who invited me into the business. It's a little funny story because he joined the Alliance probably about 6 months before I did. And, he was kind of talking to me about, joining the Alliance. He thought I'd be a great fit for me and I'd be a great fit for the Alliance. And I was just kind of blowing him off. And our vice president, EVP, Paul Roberts, came down to McAllen, Texas. That's where I'm from. They came down and they did what we call show the plan, or we had a hot spot there in McAllen, Texas. And that's where I found out, what the Alliance is, what it is we do, how we make money, what the opportunity is. And I was blown away. I was fired up. I had basically dropped out of college to join my mom in the family business, I guess. And I've been basically owning my own business since I was 20 years old, between 22 and maybe 27, making a very good living, probably close to about $500,000 a year. And after 2008, it just killed me, it crushed me, lost 90% probably of my income. And I didn't know what to do. And I got into the sushi business. So a lot of people around the Alliance know me as the sushi insurance guy, but I was in the sushi business when I was introduced to the Alliance, and I was probably making about $80,000 a year in the sushi business, and just knew I wanted something else. I didn't want to settle for something like $80,000 a year. It's a decent living, I guess. You pay your bills. You're not going to do much else, and I wanted a better life for myself and definitely for my daughters. I want her to be able to go to whatever college she wants to go to. And I definitely didn't want her to be looking back when she was an adult and just think, my dad just gave up on life and basically was a loser. I didn't want that. And so I'd always work every day in my sushi business, thinking about what I could do to change my life, to get a better quality of life for my family, myself. And I guess the Alliance was basically a blessing in disguise, because I did not know anything about insurance. Some of my close friends laugh and they say, I don't even know how to spell insurance. And that's probably true. But so Paul Roberts comes down to to McAllen, Texas from Dallas, and explains the business. And like I said, I was fired up. I was a little skeptical. I didn't know what to believe because everything was very new to me. I didn't have any experience. Didn't even really know anybody else who sold insurance. So I didn't know what to expect, but I thought, what do I have to lose? I've tried other stuff. I've tried selling, protein shakes, weight loss pills, waistbands to shrink your waist, coffee. I've done a lot of little different things to see if it worked out, and all I did was lose money. And so I said, what do I have to lose? And I was fired up. What took my best friend about 3 years to try to convince me to get my insurance license took Paul Roberts 45 minutes. And I'm very grateful for that day because it's changing my life. What was I going to say? So we get in the car, Phil and I, we leave that night when Paul Roberts explains the business to us. And we leave and we're in the car together. And I just look at him and I say, man, what do I got to do to get started? And he says, get your license, pass the test and get your license. And from then, that's basically all she wrote. So I get my license in 6 days. What he was working on 3 years, I get it in 6 days after that first meeting. And I'm very, very grateful that Paul and Phil came down to McAllen that day, and I made that decision to do so. I was able to walk away from my sushi business in 10 months after joining the Alliance. So not even a full year. I gave myself, and I thought I was just going to do this part-time. I thought it was just going to be extra income and do this part-time and, maybe build a business with it and see how it went. But I sold my first policy. I made that first commission and I was sold. I was fired up. Like I mentioned, I had, basically owned my own business since I was 20 years old with the help of my mom. But when you own your own business or when you want to open a business, it takes a lot of money, a lot of capital, whether you get a loan or you've got the money to get a business going. And, a lot of times businesses, they don't get out of the red until years. They're not profitable until years after opening, if they ever do make it. And here, I went and sat down with a nice lady for about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, and walked out of there. 2 days later, I had almost $400 deposited into my checking account, and didn't cost me a cent. And so Andy Albright, our president and CEO, says, here at the Alliance, we print money or we make up money out of air. And that's exactly what that was. And I was blown away because I was used to investing money, whether it was my sushi business or the previous business, investing a lot of money to make a little bit of money and to eventually, hopefully, get out of debt or get into the plus. And here I did it in one day in one sale. And I was $400 on the plus side after my first appointment. I was just blown away. So that's why I'm here today. And I'm very grateful and loving it. And so generally people have a lot of questions. And we've got basically 5 main questions that we go over. And when someone is wanting to look into, joining the Alliance or becoming one of us, and that's, what is the Alliance? What is the opportunity? How do you do it? How do you make money? And who else is doing it? Okay, so that's basically what I'm going to go over. And if you still got some more questions or doubts or whatever, just get with the person who invited you onto this call, and you can text them and either tell them I did a great job and you're ready to go, or you can ask them the questions that maybe I didn't cover fully, or if you just have extra questions, go ahead and get with that person, okay? But what is the Alliance? At the Alliance, we sell life insurance and annuities. And if you're wondering what in the world annuities are, sometimes I'm still wondering myself, but the great thing is we've got a whole department with the Alliance that takes care of that for us. But annuities basically is just a savings account offered by the insurance carriers that we work with. And the one thing that we basically all have to know about annuities, if you ever do one, you're going to make a lot of money, okay? And the insurance, people get fired up. So if your friend is really fired up, the person who invited you, if they're fired up and you don't know why, it's because they're probably making more money here with the Alliance than they ever have in their life before. And that's basically what the Alliance would do for you. It's a second chance. If you're someone like me, I'm 42. I don't have a college degree, but I knew I wanted a better quality of life. I wanted something better than where I was at that point in my life. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And the Alliance has given me this second chance on life. Alliance has taught me how to dream again. Alliance has the mentors that I have in the Alliance have just made me a better person, a better man. I was my business owner for 20 years, and I probably learned more in 6 months here at the Alliance on how to be a better leader and how to work with others than I did 20 years owning my own business. And so the Alliance it might mean something different to everyone. But what makes the Alliance great to me is the people, our leadership, starting with our president and CEO, Andy Albright, his ring of leaders like Paul Roberts, Diane Lampy, many other people that I can name. But the leadership that we have here, the mentorship, it's just amazing. I don't think there's another insurance business that has the training that we have available to anyone new who's coming into insurance for the first time. We've got, I'll actually get into the university in a minute. But that's basically it. The Alliance, we sell life insurance and annuities. And what makes Alliance very, very special to me is, like I said, our president and CEO, Andy Albright. He's an engineer. And, most engineers, they make things or they build things or they invent things or they're making things better, like, making buildings taller, making cars faster, making bridges wider. And our president and CEO is an engineer, but he is 100% focused on just making this business better. He is constantly working every day, every week, every month, every year on making the Alliance a better place for not only our clients, but for the people who make up the Alliance, which is us, the agents. I don't think I've ever met another person so focused on one mission. And this is a man that we're talking about as a multimillionaire. He's got 2 planes. He's got all the cars, Ferrari, Lamborghinis, Mercedes, Hummers, everything. He's got multiple homes. He doesn't need to work as hard as he does. And when you ask him why he's working so hard, The answer is actually very, very, it's pretty awesome. He says, I work hard because you don't have what I have. Okay. So he wants you, he wants me, he wants all of us to, you know, have the same kind of prosperity that he has and have the life that we want. You know, so the Alliance, it's a company, we sell insurance. There's a bunch of companies that sell insurance. And what sets apart, like I said, is someone like Andy Albright at the head of this company, just trying to make it better and better for us all the time. He's always adapting, you know, with the times, whatever's going on, whatever's new. He's trying to figure out how someone can be a high school teacher, a sushi chef, an engineer, a nurse, whoever, come over here to the Alliance and be successful as an insurance agent. Okay. So what is the opportunity? Opportunity actually is huge. You know, everyone needs what we've got. I hope I'm not the one who's going to break this news to you, but there's been census, survey says, you can Google this, you can fact check this, but 100% of the population is eventually going to die. And so, yeah, everyone needs what we've got, okay? And so it's just massive. And here's the thing, if 100% of the population needs what we've got, 7 out of 10 people don't have life insurance, okay? And they don't have life insurance because for the main reason is they think it's a lot more expensive than what it is. And so that's where it comes, where we choose to do this profession because we're out there to help these people out. So the whole population needs our help. 70% of them don't have insurance. And so it's really funny, like my agency manager, Paul Roberts, sometimes when he talks about this, we're not going to stand outside the grocery store though and just ask everybody who walks out if they need help with insurance, because it might be illegal. But so the Alliance has created a system where they help us find clients that are in need or that want information about life insurance and how we help them. And these people that we market to, they're going through life-changing events, okay? So it would be exhausting. It would be crazy to sit there and really just, talk to every single person who walked by you, okay, in life. But the Alliance has made it easy for us, and they market to these people that are either getting married, having a baby, buying a home, and retiring. People who are turning 65. There's 10,000 of them turning 65 every day. And I believe this is going to happen for the next 10 years. And after 10 years, I don't know what the numbers will be or the statistics, but right now, for the next 10 years, 10,000 people are turning 65 years old every day. What does that mean to us? That means we are never going to be out of work, okay? Because normally people at 65, what's going on with them is they're retiring from work. And when they've had a job with FedEx or UPS or whatever company for 30, 40 years, they've always had these benefit packages. And now when they retire and they're no longer part of that company or part of that group, they lose those benefits. And now they're wondering, oh, shoot, you know what I mean? I don't want my family stuck with the bill on, having to deal with my funeral expenses. So they get our letter in the mail and they read it and they fill it out and they send it back to us, seeing what we can do, because a lot of them are skeptical. They don't think we can help them. They think they're too old. They think they've had some health conditions that would disqualify them. And this is the largest, most grateful group of people that we will help. They're just ecstatic that we're able to help them out with getting coverage so that their family doesn't have to pay for funerals. And that's what makes our business basically economic proof and president proof and recession proof and all that kind of stuff, because we are going to be dealing with these people for the next 10 years and actually forever, because everybody always is, every different generation is going to turn 65 years old. And every generation is going to get older to where they're getting married, having kids and buying homes and all that kind of stuff. So we will never run out of work. Okay? It'd be impossible for us to take care of everybody out there in the United States. So the opportunity is massive. Okay. And let's see, I think that's about it on the opportunity. Okay. So a lot of people will say, hey, you know what? I don't have a lot of experience. And almost, I think everyone that I know in the Alliance, before they came to the Alliance, they weren't in insurance. They didn't have an office. I do know one person who did have a farmer's office, and he actually works with me in this office. His name is Abel Luna. He used to have a farmer's office, and he's probably the only guy that I know that actually came from the insurance business before. But before that, he was a banker. And if you get to know everybody in the alliance, you'll find out that everyone was doing some kind of different profession before. My best friend Phil was worked at a desk corporate office job, and now this is what he's doing. And he's one of the great leaders in our company, and he's got a huge heart. And I'm really grateful for him. And so, excuse me one second. You don't have to worry about not having that experience. Anyone can do this. And what's amazing is, we've got the tools to help everybody get going. And, the Alliance is a place where an ordinary guy can, actually strive and work hard to have an extraordinary life. Okay. So our president and CEO has created what we call a playbook. And anybody who's played sports before knows a lot of times, whether it's basketball, football, I'm pretty sure even baseball. I never played organized baseball, but I'm pretty sure they have a playbook too. But, normally playbooks are huge. Okay. Our playbook is actually one page, and I'm sorry I didn't bring it today. Sorry about that. But it's one page, and it's very simple. And it's just really what we believe in, what Andy Albright and his leaders believe in. They all got together and they came up with what they thought was like the heart and soul and the core values of this company. We're not just looking for anyone with a pulse. We're looking for the right people. If you fit in with us, and we're looking for people who kind of have the same beliefs that we believe in our core values. We believe in excellence. In whatever we do, we believe in service. We're going to serve. Whether you're serving your agency manager and helping him with his luggage one day when you're traveling together, or you're serving your clients. Okay. We believe in having integrity in everything that we do. We believe in being accountable. Accountability is huge. If you really want to be successful, that's going to be a big part of your business, that you're going to have in your repertoire, because if you're not accountable, you don't have a boss. You don't have someone telling you what to do. So that one, all of these core values and all these different things that we work on are huge, but accountability to me, I think, is a big one. We all believe huge in respect and respecting each other, peers and leaders and clients. We believe in having compassion for one another. Our community, right now we've got this COVID thing going on, and that's why we're doing this virtual, what we call a hotspot. But normally we're going to meet once a week in our cities, get together and do this hotspot and grow our community. And that's where we're going to do training, and we're going to help all the new people and build. And we believe in gratitude. Gratitude is huge. And, what's cool about gratitude is most people are born with it, but if you're not, you can learn how to have gratitude also. Okay. Sometimes people scratch their heads and they're not quite sure what gratitude is. And gratitude is just being grateful, being grateful that you woke up today, being grateful that you live in the United States and either you're a resident or a U.S. citizen. There are people who are dying to come to this country, and just being grateful. And once you join this company, your gratitude should fly through the roof. Some of the things that we get to do in this company, we go on trips. I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit here, so I'm sorry for that. But just when I said gratitude, one of the things that came to my mind is my very first year, I earned a completely fully paid trip to Hawaii and Maui, and I got to take my mom. It was right around Mother's Day, and I just remember coming back from that trip. My best friend Phil, he took his mom, and I took my mom, and it was right around Mother's Day in May. And I just remember coming back after experiencing the 10 days in Hawaii and just feeling, I was already grateful before that trip. And I just felt like, man, my gratitude for this company, for the people around me, for Andy, his wife, Jane, the way they treated my mom. I thought my mom was going to get me kicked out of this company. She had a few too many wines one night at dinner, and we were actually having dinner with Andy and his wife, Jane Albright. And she basically embarrassed me and, was saying some crazy stuff. And, Andy Albright and Jane Albright just, embraced it, told me to chill out, relax, no big deal. Ended up buying her lunch the next day. And I thought for sure I was going to get a text from Paul Roberts telling me, hey, man, I'm sorry, but you're no longer welcome here at the Alliance because of my mom. But I'm glad it wasn't the case. And the relationships we have with Andy Albright and Jane Albright and all the other leaders in this company is amazing. And I'm just really grateful for that. Just last year, we got to go to Paris. Again, my best friend and his family, we all went to Paris with the Alliance, and just, going to Paris was not something on my bucket list. It wasn't something that I thought I was going to do. And I'm just so grateful that we got to go and with my Alliance family. We believe in gratitude. It's part of a huge thing of our core values. Andy Albright, our president and CEO, has written 4 books. He is an author. Okay. And this book right here is called 8 Steps to Success. Okay. And I remember that very first meeting with Paul Roberts. He told me, after he was mingling with everyone, he just took me aside. He invited me to go to our conference. I was going to be in about 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, man, I don't even know, I'm excited. I like this. And I don't even know if I want to join, but he's invited me to a conference. And I said, hey, what the heck? Why not? And so I went to our conference that month, and I was blown away. But he told me, he said, listen, if you have a spirit of gratitude, and you have a childlike faith, and you read this book by Andy Albright, 8 Steps to Success, you do it consistently, you get good at it, and you strive to get better at it every week, you're going to be crazy successful here. And if you do this, guys, okay, if you follow our system and you do this and you do those 3 things, you're basically guaranteed a 6-figure income. Okay. How fast you get there, it's up to you. All right. But you do those 3 things, you have a childlike faith, a spirit of gratitude, and you get good at what this book says right here, you will be making 6 figures with the Alliance. Okay. There's 8 chapters. There's 8 steps to success. I'm just going to go over that real quick. Number 1 is personal use, believing in our carriers and what we help people with. Number 2 is work. Okay. Sometimes, don't expect by just getting licensed that money's going to just start falling out of the sky. We've got to do some work. Okay. And guess what? The great thing is I'm in this air conditioned office, and this is where I do most of my work. It's on the phone, calling people, setting some appointments, going to meet these nice people in their homes and helping them out with something that they asked us for. And it's amazing. And then we get paid for it. We get fed for it. Sometimes we get re-invited for barbecues. Sometimes if you're good enough looking, they might try to hook you up with their kids, but you got to work. Chapter 3 is listen. A lot of times people say, oh yeah, I'm a good listener. Okay. But really the Alliance will teach you how to really listen and be a good listener. Chapter 4 is read books. Chapter 5 is attend all meetings. Like I said, once this COVID is done with the country, our meetings will resume, and your meeting needs you, or sometimes you need the meeting. And that's huge. That's a huge part of being part of our community, being a team player. You're not forced to do anything you don't want to do, but I can promise you being in isolation is not going to help you. Being around the team and being around the energy and the positivity is just going to be awesome. Be teachable. Okay. I remember when I started, like I said, I had 20 years of experience with a business and sales. My best friend was a corporate desk supervisor worker, had nothing to do with dealing with like customers, no customer service. And so when I started with the Alliance, I didn't think I needed to learn from him. I figured like, man, I've been doing sales all my life, but man, was I wrong. This business is different. Life insurance is a product of love. People buy life insurance because they love their spouse, their kids, their family, their parents. That's why they buy life insurance, okay? And they're going to buy from someone they like and they trust. You don't need to be quick on your feet salesman, or, you don't need to be gimmicky. We're just looking for the right people that believe in our core values, that can go in there and really genuinely care about your clients and go in there and help them out. But you got to be teachable, whether you don't have any experience or if you have 10 years of experience in the insurance business, if you can just put that ego down, leave it at home or something, and you can be teachable and learn from your agency manager and all the trainings that we have, then you're going to be crazy successful. Okay. And you're wondering why maybe it can work out somewhere else and it's going to work out here. It's because you got to be teachable and follow this system that Andy Albright and his leaders have made for us. It's 20 years of trial and error, that they have put together so that we can all be successful right out the bat, so that some sushi guy can go out there and set one appointment, go out there, help that lady and make $400 just like that and be like, wow, mind blown. You know what I mean? Be accountable is the next chapter. Okay. I mentioned earlier, you got to be accountable. Say what you mean what you say. You know, if you're going to be part of the team or whatever, you know, you tell your upline, hey, I'm going to be there, having a meeting, having a training. You know, if you can't, just say no. You know, your leaders will definitely appreciate it more when you just straight up say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to make it. Okay, be accountable and communicate with a positive mental attitude. Okay, if you live somewhere where it's freezing, don't complain about the weather. If you live somewhere where it's 110 degrees, everyone knows it's 110 degrees. You're really not doing anything. You're making the room hotter by talking about it's 110 degrees outside. So, you know, we try to stay away from negative comments, complaining about stuff. We want to stay positive about stuff. Okay. You know, we don't want any kind of like infectious negativity. Okay. But that right there is 8-step success, guys. Ask your manager, ask the person who invited you to the business. If you don't have one already, get it. I was not a good reader. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I still struggle with it. But this book right here, I'm telling you, I read it the first time all the way through, and this is going to change your life. Even if you don't stick with us for whatever reason, it's going to make you a better person at your other job. Okay, next book that Andy Albright wrote was this one. We call it the Green Book. Why? Because it's green, color of money. And this one's going to teach you how to grow a business, okay? And if you really do it, and if you really do it hard, and you never quit, you're going to be making money like Paul Roberts and some of the other leaders, and they're making $1 million a year, okay? That's what's up, okay? And this book teaches you how to do that. This one's a little bit thicker, but hey, if you're ambitious and you want to become, you want to make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year, this book teaches you how to do it. This book right here teaches you how to be self-employed and go out there and make 6 figures, maybe 2 figures, or 200,000, 250,000, 300,000. We've got some crazy top producers here in this company. And I know it's funny because if someone comes from another company, like, there's no way you guys are producing 20, 30,000 a month. And it's like, well, it's kind of normal around here. But that's what this book teaches you. And when you want to hang out with some of the elite in this company that are chilling and doing whatever they want and living life and having the total freedom, that's what this book is going to teach you, okay? Now, Andy Albright right here, he's going to teach you how to make 100, 200, 300,000, and he's going to teach you how to make 500 to $1 million a year or even more, okay? It's all in there, and it's all in our training, but guess what? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, okay? And that's where book number 3 comes in, Inside the Circle of You. Only you control you, okay? I'm the one who decided to get out of bed today, get to work, go do something, or I can decide to just stay in bed all day and watch Netflix and binge watch a series or something. So only you control you, okay? And Andy Albright has a system to make you successful. It's up to you what you do and you know how successful you want to be and how fast you want to get there, okay? Book number 4 is kind of about our core values again, okay? This was the House of Values and Behaviors. This is going to teach you what we're looking for and how we behave and all that kind of stuff. All right. So those are 4 books. If you join the Alliance, those are the first 4 books I suggest you read, basically in that order, or Inside the Circle of You second, maybe. But we've got these hotspots all around the country. I don't know if we have now maybe 140 meetings throughout the country and in different cities. You know, and that's where we get together and go over all this information and teach new people and you know, see if this is something that they want to do. And so, like, let's say me, I live in Texas and I have a cousin who lives in Chicago, and I don't want to use the word impossible, but it'd be hard for me to try to train that cousin if he decided to join us at the Alliance, to train him out there in Chicago. Now, maybe I can go out there and fly and stay there for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. Okay. But to have the consistency and everything like that, we've got a hotspot in Chicago, and they are going to take care of my cousin and they're going to help me. And that's what we are. That's our culture. We help each other out. We support each other. So if you know people, like if you want to do this business and you know, this is something you want to do, you want to hang out with the elite and you want to have financial freedom, and this is something you want to do, well, Andy Albright has a system of hotspots, and that's where those hotspots are going to take care of your agents and help you build your team all across the nation. You don't have to just invite people to the Alliance from your city, okay? And that's where the hotspots come in. We have a university here at the Alliance. So I didn't finish graduating college, but I did graduate. I do have my diploma with NAA University, okay? And that university has made me a lot more money than I'm pretty sure my biology degree that I was going to get in college to go and coach football. And this was going to teach you about our products and how to call people, how to talk to people, how to do our in-home presentation. Like I said, no experience needed. We've got everything to teach you and to help you be successful right off the bat. We have an in-home presentation, so you don't have to just go in there and wing it and make it all awkward. Like, okay, so you probably need some insurance, right, miss? Yes. We've got a presentation that's going to go page by page and help you, and it's going to help you build rapport with your client so that they like you and they trust you. It's going to help you educate your client on why you're there and what the products do. And then, you're going to talk about real life and just get down with them and tell them, hey, what would happen if your husband passed away last week? And then it's going to teach us how to get referrals. It's going to teach us how to find money for those annuities that I spoke about earlier, where you make these huge, big paychecks. And it's actually, it's everything. It's going to help you from A to Z. All right. And we have weekly, daily, sometimes daily training calls, either on Zoom or locally in your local cities when everything's normal. Phone calls. We've got our TWC with Andy Albright every Wednesday, and we've got our activity calls on Friday. So we've got plenty of training for anybody who's worried, like, man, I've got no experience. Man, you're going to be fine. Okay, there's going to be plenty of training. It's all up to you on how you absorb it, take it, and how fast you go with it. Okay, so how you make money, right? Okay, well, we make money by helping families out. Okay, so we go down there, we go to someone's house, or they come to the office or whatever, and we talk to them, we go over everything, we use the ATM, and they end up signing up with us. They get an insurance policy, and let's say they spend on average $85 a month. Okay, so $85 a month, we're going to multiply that by 12. We call that the annual premium, and we're going to just round that to about $1,000 so we can make the math simple, right? On average, when you start out with us, you're going to be making about $500 per client. I mentioned my first commission was about $400. So is that 500? No, but it's close. Maybe my next one was $600. In fact, I think my fourth commission I got on one client was about $1,500, and I was just mind blown. I was hooked, and that's when I knew I really wanted to do this business, and not just because of money, but because of the people. I was really loving the people, the leadership. I was feeling good, and I was crazy happy because like I said, I have this second chance on life, and I'm just very grateful again to the Alliance. Okay, so that $85 a month becomes $1,000 AP annual premium. That's what your client pays per year. Okay, so it's very simple. What they pay per month times 12 is the annual premium, and that's what the companies are paying you off of. Okay, so I know every agent, right? That chart right there behind me with all the colors, that's our agent levels chart. Okay, and I mentioned earlier that Andy Albright is always finding ways to make this company better. Well, he's revamped this thing, so I don't know if they're coming out with a new one soon, but every new agent starts at 55%, and now with what Andy Albright is rolling out with, you have the opportunity to go all the way up to 140%. Yep, that's right. 140%. So if I bought this book for $10, that means I'm going to sell it for $24 and make 140%. That might have been complicated, but we can go all the way up to 140% now. So a brand new agent, when you're at 55%, you're going to be making about $500 on average per policy that you help. Okay. Hope I didn't mess that up and complicate that for you guys out there that are new. So that is being self-employed. Okay. Going out there and making the sales and doing the grind. The second way I told you, remember using this book right here, where you start making the real money and start getting the real freedom, start running marathons all over the country every Saturday, that's when you actually want to build a team or an agency, okay? And that's when you are right here and you invite someone you know or someone you just run into because they've got great customer service skills and you're really impressed by them. You invite them to the business, and now you're starting your agency, okay? As you move up in commission and you're bringing in new people underneath you, you are going to make an override income or commission, okay? And you get that because let's say you start at 55, you're with us 6 months, and you've worked your way up to everybody who's new. Our number one goal is to get to 85% as fast as you can, okay? So you want to get to 85% and you're considered an agency manager, okay? And when you bring in a new person and they're at 55% and they sell that $85 a month policy, it's 1,000 AP, okay? You're going to be making a difference between 85 and 55 is 30% on that sale that your agent below you made. So you're looking at maybe making $300 on that sale, okay? That's override commission. You're not taking anything away from his 55%. He is getting all of his sale, okay? But you're just getting, just imagine like a totem pole, okay? Imagine that's a totem pole, okay? And where you are on that totem pole and who's below you, you're just making the difference. And then somebody above you is making that difference, okay? But that's the override income, and that's building a business, all right? So you start getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different people underneath you, and they duplicate the system, and they want to do what you're doing by inviting people and building a team and making that override income too. Because let me tell you, even if it's $500 in override a month, it's pretty cool. And what's even cooler is the look on your agent's face when you see them making more money than they ever have before at their jobs, you know, and being miserable at their jobs. If you talk to people, I don't know what the percentage is, but I want to say 7 out of 10 people that I know aren't happy at their jobs, whether it's their boss or their coworkers. They're not happy. They come over here, they're crazy happy. They're grateful. They're full of gratitude. Okay. They're loving it. They're loving the people that we work with here at the Alliance. And it's a life changing. And so besides the money and override, you get a huge satisfaction out of the people that you bring into the business, changing their lives and seeing them make the money and them, you know, giggling and happy, talking about the money they make. You know, in fact, we had our training earlier today, and young lady's name is Megan Wood, and she used to work at Applebee's as a server or a bartender, making about $30,000 a year, 12 months, who knows how many hours, okay? And I know she's got at least a daughter. She's a single mom or something, but in 5 months this year in 2020, she's already made about $75,000 to $80,000, and she used to make $30,000 working all year at Applebee's. Okay, so believe me, the person who brought Megan went into the business, they are happy. Paul Roberts is happy because he can see his team grateful and happy that their life is changing as well. Okay, so that can just keep on growing into infinity. You just keep on finding the right people, and that's how someone like Paul Roberts is making $1 million a year. That's how someone like Andy Albright has 2 planes, I don't know how many homes, Ferrari, Lamborghini, a beautiful headquarters in Burlington, North Carolina, because they just go out there and they find one more because it's something that they want to do. Now, are you forced to do this? You have to do this? No, you don't have to do this. This is all on you, okay? There are no requirements here. It's all on you. No one's going to fire you unless you do something morally and ethically wrong, okay? So yeah, I want to say, I mean, that's pretty much how we make money. And Andy Albright has added more products that we help people with. I mentioned earlier, people turn 65, 10,000 people turn 65 years old every day. We've added Medicare to our products that we help people with. So right there, that's also, if you're sitting with somebody who's 64 years old and you know they're turning 65, bam, you know what I mean? You got this little button on your shirt, on your backpack or whatever that says, ask me about Medicare. They ask you and say, oh yeah, I can help you. Let's set an appointment for another day or something. And I don't quite know all the laws exactly yet, but but you go out there and you help them with Medicare too, okay? And that's like basically guaranteed because everybody who turns 65 gets on Medicare. So yeah, we make money, and it's a lot of fun here at the Alliance. Okay. Um, Now, the last question, who else is doing it? Here in McAllen, we're not a huge town, but we do have a couple new people that have joined us. And I just want to mention them real quick. Last month, actually still this month, May, we have, she's a full-time speech therapist. Her name is Diana Rodriguez. She loves the Alliance. She loves hanging out with us and doing this part-time. Okay, part-time. She's made $2,500 extra this month in May. Okay, part-time. If you ask her how many appointments she's been on, maybe 3, and I think she sold 1 or 2 over the phone. And she's given herself a $2,500 raise this month. Okay, you multiply that by 12. If she can do that every month, she's given herself a $30,000 raise doing this part-time and having fun. Okay, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Then we got Louis Pena. Okay, he's also here in the area, and he made his first month of running business as well, $2,700 in commissions. Okay, also part-time. He's got a daughter. He's getting ready for college, and he's just like, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity. He came in. He's come on. $2,700 his first month, and the month technically is not over yet. Okay, now we have Maria. I have a problem with her last name sometimes, but Regalado, okay, here from McAllen. She just got licensed, and she's been with us 2 weeks. All this is happening during the pandemic, right? COVID. 2 weeks. Her commissions, she's still waiting on a couple to come in and get dumped into her checking account. But in 2 weeks, and I don't know how many hours of work, she's fired up. Every time she makes a sale, she says, I love this job. I love helping people. But in 2 weeks, she's made $3,500. And I'm not talking about she sold that. I'm talking about that's what's getting deposited into her checking account. It has already been deposited and is getting deposited in the next few days. So she's ecstatic. She's an awesome new member of our team. She's got a huge heart. She's awesome. And I can't wait to work with these people and do life with these people and travel. We're going to Thailand, everybody, next year. Everyone is eligible to earn a trip wherever we're going. Every year is different, but everyone can earn that trip. Andy Albright does not put a limit. He doesn't say the first 200, the first 300, the first 500 to reach this goal. Everyone who reaches this goal is going on that trip. Okay, I mentioned Hawaii, Paris, Alaska, and next year, right now, if you're an agent with us, you have the opportunity to earn a trip to Thailand. And Andy Albright has made it crazy easy, especially if you're new. You got bonus points, but crazy easy for anybody to earn these trips. Just ask the person who invited you to get on this call, and they can explain to you a little bit more. But guys, that's pretty much it. The Alliance has changed my life. It's changing my life. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I know I'm where I want to be. I'm with the right people, the right place, the right company at the right time. At the Alliance, we are actually with a bunch of carriers that we deal with. We are number one at what we do. We are their top sellers at what we do. We're not even the biggest company. We don't have the volume of agents that some other companies do, but we are the best at what we do. And like I said, I think that has to do with our training, with our system, with our university, Andy Albright, our leaders, and the fact that every agent here, if you guys send somebody here to McAllen, if you send somebody to Louisville, if you send someone to San Antonio, Austin, okay, they're not on your team. You might not even know them, but they're going to take care of your people and they're going to train them just like they're best friends with them, okay? And that's the kind of culture, that's the kind of system that we have here at the Alliance. Andy Albright and people like Paul Roberts on this team want to make the Alliance the best company in the United States of America, and believe me, it's on its way, okay? Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hope I gave you a good explanation of our business, and reach out to the person who invited you to the Alliance, who got you on this call, and let them know, like, hey, you know what? I think it's great. Can you give me more information? Or if it's not for you, just have the courtesy to let them know and reach out to them, okay? Thank you very much. Again, Andy Albright, I appreciate you for allowing me to do this. Paul, thank you so much for always believing in me, and Dr. Phil, my best friend, and some of the people that I've met in the Alliance that are my friends, but I consider family. You guys know who you are. Love you guys. Thank you very much. And you guys have a good night, okay?